What's up, my simple babies? It's your girl SimplyOnie. We're back for another YouTube video. Okay, y'all. As you know, in Vlogmas Day 5, I told y'all that I couldn't finish the video, or that the video kind of ended early because some events happened that was unexpected. So I'm gonna get right to this story because I don't want to have y'all for long because I don't really like talking about this. But yeah, basically, after we came from Chick-fil-A, we was going down the street, like on our way back home. Then we see some lights, and you know, like usually when you're in the street, like going down the road, you don't see no cop car following you unless they like trying to get somewhere in a hurry. So my mom was just like, "Is it following her?" Like, but no, it was not. I mean, yes, it basically it was following her, but she didn't know for sure. So she was just like, "Is it following me?" And then it stopped behind her, and then she had to get out the road because she didn't want to stay in the road, and then that would be traffic. So she pulled up to Speedway, or like not even like the entrance of Speedway, and stopped, and the cop car eventually followed her. Basically, it said, the police officer, this lady, said that she was going 47 and the limit was 35. My mama told her that it was like it was barely going, like she was close to 40 but not all the way, so it wasn't. She said she don't know how she was going that fast. And when the lady came up to her and started talking to her, she was talking to her rude, like out her way, and like she had a bad day or something. And I don't really know why she was doing all that. I just know that it wasn't good. And you know, I kept my cool at first and I wasn't saying nothing. And it's like now, you know, like stuff like that happens a lot. Not a new thing. I started recording as soon as my mama got pulled over. Like just in case, like now you have to do that. So I recorded the whole thing. At first, you know, in Vlogmas at 5, I was gonna leave all that stuff in there, but at the same time, I didn't want to because it's not a good sight, and my brother watches that stuff, and yeah, he's like, I know he probably gonna have to deal with the same thing, but I didn't want him to see that, and my mom didn't want him to know, or my little sister to find out about that. Because they kept asking what happened, and we couldn't really tell them because how could you tell them that? They wouldn't understand. But I know that that's a possibility that it will happen. But basically after that, she was just talking to my mama the whole time. Mama was keeping her cool. She was talking to her normal, but the police officer, she was just like aggressive when she was talking. So she asked for her license. She gave it to her. Then she took her, like she asked her, she was like, is there anything in this car that I need to know about, any drugs, alcohol, all this other stuff? My mama has never did anything illegal. She has nothing on her record. So my mama was like, kind of like, why would, like, she said that she never got asked that from a cop before. But my little brother's dad told her that, yeah, sometimes they do that. But she said my mama, like, that's not her lifestyle. So after she went to go look at her license and she asked her for a registration, my mama didn't have a registration. She just went to go look at her stuff. She brought back her license, but before she even gave her license, she had a citation for the speeding, or so-called speeding. Like, honestly, she could have told her to slow down if that was the case, because it wasn't even that far straight. I can see my mom was going like 90, 60, 50, or like some big number, but she was just, mama, like, she was looking at her thing and she was like barely about 40. But yeah, after she gave her the citation, and my mom was like asking her a question, like just talking to her, like she was like, yeah, I don't see how I was going that fast. And she was just like, the officer was just like, yeah, you can take that up in court, like basically just having a whole attitude. And so my mama said, like she just kept her cool, and she just respectfully just got it back. And she was just like, I can tell my mom was irritated. And I even asked her, I was like, why is she talking to me like that? Because she don't have to do that. Like, that situation, what happened, it could have been a whole nother way. But then after that, my mama had pulled off. And you know, sometimes when you pull off, your tires make a sound. Like a screeching, not a screeching noise, but like whatever it's called. But like when your tire is not pressed the right way, and she tried to pull off, right? She pulled off in front of the speedway, like the actual gas station. I didn't know what she was actually. I guess she was just maybe gonna go in there or something. I don't know for sure, but I just know that she had stopped there. And tell me why this lady followed my mom again. She followed her and parked her car, the police car, like it's a police truck, behind my mama's car, so she couldn't go nowhere. And she came into the car and she was like, ma'am, did you just screech on the side of the road? It wasn't that serious. My mama didn't do it on purpose. So yeah, that happened. And after that, she was basically like being mad, rude. And my mama, it was the point where she was harassing my mama. And she felt unsafe. And my mama was forced, not forced by her, but she had to go out her way to call the police because of how unsafe she felt. And while the whole time my mama was talking to the operator from the police 911, and then she had talked to the operator's not sergeant, but like advisor. She talked to him and stuff, and she told him the whole time. The lady's just like, if you don't, you're dealing with me right now. If you don't get off the thing, I will force you out the car. And she talking about she gonna go to jail tonight and stuff like that. And it's just like, why do you have to do all that? It wasn't that serious. She didn't do it on purpose. So why? Like, that was just brought out of proportion, honestly. But after that, it just kept on going. And it was a point where even I had to say something. And y'all know that I talked to y'all about how I have anxiety and how I've been like being able to control it some more now. Yes, sometimes I may have it, but it can still be overwhelming. And my heart was racing the whole time because I was getting like, I was irritated, I was mad, I was getting like, I was kind of like getting nervous because it's just like, the lady the whole time I'm seeing her looking at all her facial expressions. She kept saying, "Get out the car," and then the supervisor for the operator from 911 was just like, "Ma'am, just step out the car." I said no. Mom was not stepping out the car at all because my mom already know if she would have stepped out the car, that lady would have been rough with her because she was already like tapping on the window, doing all this stuff, and it's sad that stuff like that has to happen. And you know, certain people, if I did put out that video, people would have seen it and it was just like, they would have said anything about it or had their own opinion about it. But the fact is, you wouldn't know because you wasn't there. And my mama, it was at a point where I was getting so like shaky and all this stuff, to the point where they had to, like, my mama was just like, just go in the store because the lady kept telling her, like, just saying all this rude stuff. And then I had to go out of my way and be like, no, my mama's not getting out of this car. You're not about to touch her. You're not about to do none of that. And I was getting scared for my mom because I was like, what's about to happen? Because she got, like, literally, if my mom would never call for backup, she had to be called for backup. Like, and she asked the supervisor to stay on the phone with her the whole time. If she would never ask for backup, I don't know what would have happened because that lady would have still been messing with her. And the fact is, before this second time she stopped us, she said, where are we heading? We was heading home. Home wasn't that far from that gas station. And I realized that after everything was done. But we was out there for a while. And I had to go into Speedway. And I called my sister. But when I was on the phone with my sister and the backup came, her whole attitude changed. Like, she was trying to be nice to my mama, understanding, talking about, yeah, if somebody would have did that to my mama, I would have been, I would have defended her like that too, and all that other stuff. Like, no, because whatever had happened that day, there's no reason why she should have came at us like that, at all. And it's just ridiculous how much that bothered, like, my mom, we couldn't barely eat when we got home. At all. Like, we just felt sick, and it messed with my mama's nerves, and she already has bad nerves, but, like, that was just extra for no reason. And me talking about it is not doing it justice. Like, if you was actually there, you would know, like, how bad it was. And I just don't understand. Like, if you're a police officer and you know that all this stuff is going on, you should be a police officer to make a change, not sit here and be with the other people. And we wasn't, like, and the fact is, my mama wasn't even scared. Like, she wasn't nervous. She had no fear in her heart because she's not racist. And not everybody's like that. And I'm just like, yeah, it was a white lady, a Caucasian lady. And, you know, I give people the benefit of the doubt. I have a big heart, and I love everybody. I don't have any hate in my heart for anybody, and I don't judge anybody. But the fact is that I feel like that was just extra, because that was like embarrassing too, because everybody was staring at us. The lady in the store had to tell me to calm down, had to tell me to be quiet, because I was talking to my sister, and the whole time my voice was shaking. I was just shaking, and then, like, I was being loud, and I wasn't trying to be loud. It was coming off that way. And my sister was just like, make sure she's okay, because my sister has a mouth. So if she was there, it probably would have been, like, my sister would have probably been said something from the start. But I'm glad we got home safe and that nothing else happened. Because if my mama would have went to jail, or got arrested, or had to step out the car, like, or she forced out the car, or the backup didn't come, I don't know what could have happened. Like, what was I supposed to do? Like, yeah, I was close to home, so I don't even know my address by heart, because we did just move here, and I'm still trying to figure that out. All I know is a little bit of it, but all I know is that they would have probably had to take me home. And then I would have probably had to call somebody to help my mama. But luckily that didn't happen. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Hopefully everything, I'm going to figure out what to do tomorrow. I know today is kind of like not all jolly spirit and Christmas. Like, I know I just feel like I should give y'all an explanation of what happened. And yeah, so see y'all babies tomorrow for Vlogmas number 7, day 7. Love you. Peace.